Having spun out some honey from the frames yesterday, this is a load of cappings. That is the little white caps that the bees seal each individual cell of honey with. And to spin out the honey, you slice the cappings off, as can be seen in a video I made about spinning honey. So here we have a strainer of cappings that has been just sitting there overnight, and as you see, a little bit more honey in the jug has dripped out of it. In the honey spinning video, I did mention that there is something amazing you can do with gin and a load of cappings like this. And so this video, I'm going to give away one of the beekeeper's secrets about the most amazing flavoured gin. So to make this amazing gin, certainly medicinal, you will need some Pyrex bowls or containers. I've got some lidded containers. It's just convenient because you're going to be letting this concoction steep for quite a while, a couple of months maybe. So you want to be able to seal it up. Cling film over a bowl will do. I don't use plastic containers and I don't use metal. So job one is simply to get your cappings into your containers. Oops, this is going to require 2 hands. There isn't really a set quantity. I guess the more wax cappings, still all sticky with honey to gin ratio, the quicker possibly that the gin gets flavoured. No magic to it. Just lob it in. Why is it reminding me of scrambled eggs? I went with 3 containers in the end. I decided I had enough cappings to do 3. So that's all good because I can make more gin. Don't squish it down. Leave it sort of fluffy looking so that the gin can get in and out and around all the various pieces of wax with their sticky honey still attached. Next part of the process, gin, 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 lovely gin. Although in fairness to me, gin isn't lovely because I've never liked it. It's too strong a perfumey flavour. However, in testament to this amazing product that we are creating right now, I do actually like the comb or cut comb honey gin. It's less like a spirit, more like an elixir, good for the soul. I use the Tesco's dry gin being important because you're adding a lot of sweetness when you are drenching the cut comb, or the cappings rather, in it. When I first tried doing this with spirits, I also did a vodka, which I guess is quite nice if you like vodka. As I say, I'm not a spirits drinker, and I found that this gin, after being flavoured with the delicious honey and the wax cappings, was something rather miraculous, and something definitely to be sipped in very tiny sips and savoured rather than put with a mixer or put with ice. You need to take a tiny little sip and then just relish the long taste, because you get, first of all, a little hit of the perfumey gin, then you get the waxy kind of overtones, and then you get the sweetness of the honey. So it's a really long taste. I am sure you could use other supermarket brands, other brands of dry gin, but as I say, I'm not a spirit drinker and I've never tried lots of different brands of gin. I don't know the difference. I do know that this Tesco dry gin works a treat, so I'll stick with it. Right, no magic to it, just chuck the gin in. Lovely noise. Okay, bottle 2. Right, so I've evenly split the gin between the 3 containers, aimed for about the same height of liquid in each. The There's no particular quantities to work with here, just a good amount of cappings and a good drench of gin. And give it a stir, fluff it all up, get the gin around all the particles of wax. As you stir it, you can actually feel the clods of wax, cappings and honey start to loosen up a bit, because the gin is already dissolving that honey. Goodness me, smells like a distillery in here. I wonder what the bin men are going to think. I think I've had a right old knees up when they catch that lot in the recycling. Now I have lids for these containers, but I'm also going to just put a cling film lid, if you like, on them, because I want to make sure I don't lose any gin. As you know, alcohol does evaporate, and not just from your glass of an evening when you're sure you had more than that left, but it will evaporate and it will reduce, and so the cling film just gives it an extra air seal. And there we are, job done. Now you just find somewhere to store them where no one's going to knock them over, and leave them alone. You give them maybe another stir in a month or so, and then in a couple of months have a taste. If you don't feel they're sweet enough, you can pop a bit more honey in from a jar, and really just leave it as long as you think, until it tastes absolutely delicious, which it will, I think, in about 2 months, maybe 3.